got up this morning, I crawled out of my bed. My back was really aching, my eyes were cherry red. It's just the morning after, I don't remember who was here. I'll eat a slice of that cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. I got that not so fresh feeling from my head down to my toes. I think I had a good time, heaven only knows. It's just the morning after. Lord, it's funky up in here. Help me now, yeah. I'll eat a slice of cold pizza and wash it down with warm beer. Yeah, you got it now, hey.
Yeah, you got it now. Hey, welcome to the Morning After with JP and Big Joe. I'm JP, as always, right next to me. Big Joe. How you doing, Big Joe?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
Doing so well. Right off the bat, what is that shirt?
What is what shirt?
The shirt you're wearing. I've never seen that one before. Gwenum.
Oh, it's a Gwenum. It's playing off of the Spider-Verse. It's Gwen
Venom.
Stacy turning into Venom.
Wait,
you know.
is Gwen Stacy the guy who's Venom before he's Venom, like Peter Parker?
No, that's Eddie Brock. Gwen
Then what is this
Stacy
shirt? Why
is.
don't I
it's like
get
a
it?
crossover thing.
But what's the other side of the cross? What's he crossing over from?
Gwen Stacy is a character that's dead, and in an alternate universe, she lived, and then in her universe, she got attached to the symbiote, and became Venom versus Eddie Brock, and she became Gwenum.
Wow, I'm lost. I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost. I'm still confused. In telling me that Gwen is to Venom as Peter Parker is to Spider-Man, but that's not true. You say some other guys is Venom. So who's Gwen? I don't get it.
Well, you know what? You just got to read some comic books, my man.
Man,
Point you in
we're
the right
starting the
direction.
show off on. Yeah, I feel like I'm upset to start the show because I don't understand something. You ever get
I'm
mad
sorry,
when
my
you don't
shirt
understand
upsets
something?
you. I could go change it. What's something more digestible?
Oh, I don't know. Adele.
I got
You
a
an Adele
Fatality shirt somewhere that probably doesn't fit.
I do
anymore.
too. It's full of holes and cum stains. I'm kidding.
Ooh. Is that how I got the stains on my shirt? Were you using it?
Oh man, yeah. To be fair, all my shirts have those, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding, folks. Thank you for joining us today on the Morning After. I was just kidding about that, by the way. It's not that kind of show. I don't. It was too dirty. That was a gross thing to say to begin the show. But folks, welcome. Sorry about that. It's the Morning After with JP and Big Joe. Today we got Spencer LeVon on the program from great bands like Faceplant, Brother LeVon, and the great Fatality, the aforementioned Fatality, of which we both own a T-shirt or two from. Clean T-shirts. Fatality with their shirts, they did something really cool, which I wish more bands did. They released a shirt with a design on it, but then released that same shirt with different colorways. You know what I mean? Like the Fatality logo is like a green in one and like blue in another, like yellow in another. That's a great idea. How come more
Because
bands
then
don't
you're
do
going to
that?
want to collect them all.
It's a collect them all type of thing. And plus, if you only got one piece of art, you can get some mileage out of that.
I agree. Well, what if they don't have your color? And you're like, oh, wait, green isn't my color, but yellow is. I'm like, dang, right there.
You said it. Another band that did that was Dread. Do you remember Dread? They're from New Mexico. Good bros in Dread. But they had the same thing. I was like, oh, I'm picking up the yellow one for sure. And I still have that yellow Dread shirt. It's got cum stains on it, but it's a good shirt.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
to change it up a little bit because it feels new, you know. Or if you wanted more than one, you know, you get to color coordinate with your week.
That's true. I'm trying to do that more. I'm trying to be more stylish with my clothing.
You know, I try, and here's an example. I bought a nice belt. I was attending a wedding, and I bought a nice belt, and the fucker broke within like I don't know. It's been about a month, and I broke it. It was this nice leather belt,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's broken. So fuck it. I go on the Amazon, find the cheapest one I got because stuff breaks, man. Even if you're paying the money for it, you know, it's not as quality. You know, they just don't make things like they used to.
No, they sure don't.
At least that's what my grandpa used to tell me. You know, so
I believe.
I don't know. I just buy the Target special, the Walmart special, because you know. It's
I was just gonna say,
anyways.
you got a Ross Dress for Less up there, and where you're at, right?
I do, and you know what? The only thing I really go there for are shoes. Because they have this particular rack that has all of the shoes for like freaks, and I got a size 16 wide, so you'll find some shoes if you're lucky.
Yeah, you got those Peggy Hill size feet,
right?
Some big ones. Yeah, yeah. Ross. Wow, that's funny. You called you shoes for freaks. You said.
Ooh,
that's what you said.
I did.
That was mean. Yeah, just because you have big feet doesn't mean you're a freak.
Well, it might, but I'm thinking like this is an opportunity that I don't want to miss. I'm going to start a shoe company.
Shoes for freaks.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to give me a little credit for the name? I get some money for that?
Well, technically, I said it.
Ah.
So you owe me money for repeating.
for even saying it. I didn't license it before.
All right.
Shit. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you know, so you ever, you know, your pants might actually fit, but stylistically, you still might need a belt. That happened to me once. I was dressing up and I had my buttoned up shirt tucked into my nice slacks, and I was like, I look pretty good. And then I was like, what's missing here? And I was like, oh, a belt. It just looks weird without a belt, even though these pants fit perfectly.
You know, I mean, style's hard. Style's not for me. I'm not a real stylish person.
It will be for me one day.
You know what? Well, let me know. Send me that selfie, you know, in the mirror, that MySpace mirror photo, and then you know, you'll give me some tips and some ways to walk.
You got it. I can do that easy. Wearing a new shirt today. I got this Vindicator shirt, fresh from the post. The great folks at Vindicator and Vic Stone finally sent me my damn shirt and my CD. The new Vindicator CD. Can you see it? Communal Decay. It's out. Please check it out. Vic was on the show a couple weeks ago. Hope to have him back on the show soon. Thank you for the shirt.
What a nice guy, that Vic.
What a nice guy, honestly. This shirt does fit perfectly. It's a nice snug medium. Some mediums I get, they're big. Not this one. You ever get here's the thing. You ever get like a large shirt, but like the neck hole is like also extra large? You know what I mean? And then you got like a big giant neck hole, but a big shirt. You might want a smaller neck hole, but a big giant shirt. You know what I mean?
You know what? I never had the neck hole problem, but I've seen like, you know, just different shirts fit differently. You know?
Are you saying that you have a big fucking neck?
I mean, yeah, it's a little neck underneath this beard. No, it's pretty decent. I got my.
Do you need a bigger hole just to get your beard through it?
You know what? I have to make sure that if I'm going to put any product in my beard, which I normally don't, but if I am, I have to have my shirt on already because it's going to mess that bad boy up, you know?
The size of your beard makes the size of your total head like double. So when you're putting on a shirt, do you sort of like put your feet in through the neck hole and then pull it up?
No. I just put it on and it, you know, just poofs out like a big old, I call it a clown afro on my chin, you know, and it just pops out. And then I clean it up. You know, I never cleaned it up before.
Oh, okay. So you like clamp the beard down with like some twine before you put the shirt on, then take some scissors, cut,
You know
Poof.
what? I used to. Back when
Try that.
I could bow tie it. No, it's kind of like the same approach of if you ever had the deodorant that is white, and then you put on your deodorant after the shower, and then you put on your shirt, and you realize that the deodorant got all on the sides of your shirt. You're like, what the fuck? And there's
Mm-hmm.
no way around it. So you learn to put on your
Mm-hmm.
shirt first, and then you get in there and do the deodorant. That same thing with the
You're
beard.
spot on about that. Jesus Christ. Had a little dust accident there. Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh. What were you dusting the room? You crop dusting over there?
No, I don't even want to get into it. My fan just blew a bunch of dust at me right in the start of my show. God damn it. Anyway, yes, we have a big show today.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ. It's a live show, guys.
Right?
Oh, man. That's why I like having a live show, because anything could go wrong at any time. And when things go wrong, that's okay. Yeah, I
It's
just
all right.
inhaled a whole bunch of fan dust. Damn it. Okay, guys, we're back on track now. Welcome to the show, folks. Pretty soon here, we're going to have Spencer LeVon. Real quick, I wanted to ask you if you saw the video of the lady on stage peeing on the guy.
No, was that an R. Kelly concert?
It could have been, but no, I believe he's in jail. Or is he yet?
Yeah.
Is he not in jail yet? He's headed there, right?
I don't know, but yeah, I know he got charged for a lot of things.
Yeah. It wasn't an R. Kelly concert. It was some. I think they're like a cover band that does like brass, like horn covers of stuff. They were at this big festival in Daytona, and they were in the middle of one of the like a Rage Against the Machine song, and this guy, I don't know how they arranged this, but a guy wanted to get peed on by the lead singer, this girl, and he's on stage and he lays down and she pulls her pants down, and just pees all over his face, right on stage in front of an entire festival of fans, and it was on Twitter and everything. And they went on Twitter like the next day and they're like, hey, our singer got a little carried away. It's not really indicative of us as a band.
Ooh.
Like, I would hope not. I would hope it's not indicative of you guys as a band, someone getting peed on. But this dude loved it. He wanted it to happen. He took the entire stream, and it wasn't like a dribble pee. It was like an entire, I've been
She
holding
really had
this
to
in
go.
for like, she really had to go, and it went all over him. He fist pumped a little bit when he was on the ground, and then he sort of like spit it in the air like Triple H, and then he kind of like threw some of it on the crowd. I would play the video, but I don't want to get banned from Twitch or something like that. But I can't believe you didn't hear about this.
No, yeah, no, I wasn't looking too hard for anything this particular week though. So it was a busy week for me. So just trying to get through my work week. A little bit of radio silence.
Where's the line? Where's the line?
Of
where do you
exposure?
Yeah, where's the line? I'm not mad that this happened. I mean, good for the guy, but I'm kind of bummed that he kind of flicked pee into the crowd. That's kind of lame. But I'm not mad at the guy, and I'm not mad at the band. But like, what's legal here? Is that legal? Should be legal, or it should not be legal. I'm not sure.
Something there is illegal. I don't know. I mean, are we talking about Guar here? Or are we just talking about some band that's trying to get some views and attention on the internet?
Well, according to them, she just got carried away, and it's not indicative of them as a band. Would you do it?
I don't know the right answer here, to be completely honest.
Would you get peed on?
No.
No. Easy no for you.
Easy. Now the
You had to
opposite
think about
way.
it.
The opposite way, of course. No, I always say bedroom talk is for the bedroom, you know. So I mean,
Okay.
they could have waited for the green room.
But the opposite way, you'd be okay with. Any old sweaty zombie Holocaust fan can get on stage and get peed on.
Oh, I was hoping like Dominic, even though he's probably not a fan, but you know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I believe you. I think you'd do it too. I think you'd
Not
do
on
it.
stage.
Nah, you'd chicken out, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't even do it. Like that's once it hits the internet, it's there forever. Somebody somewhere saved it, and then 10 years down the road, I'm gonna be going. I'm gonna be running for local politics. I'm gonna find that
Hmm.
belt that doesn't break and dress up all snazzy, and then they're gonna pull that video up
Yeah,
and they're
Senator
like,
Big Joe. Scandal with
yeah.
Senator Big Joe.
They're like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, there was a time when I was so broken hearted, you know." And I break in the song and then win the hearts of everybody, and they'll make a movie about it.
That's all you have to do. You just win the hearts of people, even if you've done something disgusting. I think if you can
Song and
win their
dance,
hearts, song and
song and
dance.
dance every time.
Trump, our former president, he didn't even have to sing or dance. He would spin a tale with his words, and then everybody just forgave him. He made fun of a mentally disabled person. We were like, oh, okay, yeah, well, he's kind of funny though.
I don't think everybody thought that way, but I mean, again, that's going to be on there forever. That's probably going to end up on our in our history books, depending on who's allowed to write our history books in the future.
But he owned it, is the point. He owned it, and you
Well,
could own
there's
it
no
too,
denying
Senator
it
Big
now.
Joe. Yeah, exactly. So what's left to do? But just own it.
It's called getting in front of it.
Take that leap, Joe. Run for city office. Just do it. Okay.
That's not
If you
my
take,
style.
well, I think it could be. No, it's really not. It's not your style. You make too many dirty jokes, Joe. You're a nasty
I
guy.
do. I do. I'm just trying to get that laugh out of you. I'm trying to get you to spit out your morning coffee. Um, maybe not your morning urine. Like that's supposed to be for you. But I'm trying to get you to wet yourself maybe a little.
Oh man, you're a salty dog, aren't you?
It's just when jokes get old, you gotta take it to a new level.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a you got to take it to a shocking level sometimes to get a reaction out of people. That's sad. That's sad.
I try my best.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. Thank you for not being too naughty on this show. It's not that kind of show. I know I already said come like 4 or 5 times, but it's not that kind of show. So, are you counting?
No, I was just seeing what time it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, like it's we're 18 minutes into this show and I've already said the
Ooh.
C word, not the one you're thinking of. But anyway, folks, with that awkward exchange, why don't we bring our guest into the room? Folks, got a special guest here from Ontario, Canada. I've had the pleasure of knowing this gentleman for over, well, maybe about 10 years now. Um, he was in a band called Fatality that I think, well, I'll have to get his take on this, but I'm pretty sure they just hit Zombie Holocaust up because they knew we were from the Bay Area and they were getting a tour together and they're like, hey, can we do a show with you guys and I don't know, hang out? We were like, yeah. And then they showed up and then we've been friends ever since. So, that's ballsy. That's ballsy. I don't know. I'm not outgoing like that, Even if I was in a band, I would try to find like an Airbnb or some shit. I just stay by myself, but these guys are like these guys were super outgoing. And they just hit up bands. This is very normal for touring bands. They just hit up Zombie Holocaust and be like, "Hey, can we hang out and do a show?" And we're like, "Yeah." Does that happen? Is that
Well,
normal?
in the magical times of MySpace, and you're able to, which I think they came around after the MySpace, um, for us, anyways, when they connected with us. But I mean, you hop on there and you make up this route, and then you get everybody like, all right, you search here, you search LA, you search New Mexico, you search
Yeah.
Arizona, and
Hmm.
find the bands, the I don't want to say the top bands, but maybe bands that we would enjoy,
Definitely not
bands
top
that pull a
bands because they
crowd.
they hit up Zombie Holocaust, so they definitely weren't talking to the top bands.
That's very true, but we also did know how to book shows, and we got people coming out to our shows.
That's true.
And
That's true.
man, those were some crazy shows. And I know that we played Burnt Ramen one time with them, and that was wild as all get out.
I don't even remember it. I don't even remember it. I barely remember it. Okay, I remember little parts of it, but just barely. Anyway, we'll get into all that. Folks, let's bring him in. From Ontario, Canada. You know, Fatality is just one of the things that this man does. He's a jack of many trades, master of many trades. I didn't want to just call him a jack. He's a master at many many trades. But let's bring the man in. We got Spencer LeVon joining us on the show today. Good morning, Spencer. How you doing?
What's up, players?
Hey, man. We
The
need
Master
sound
of Jack. What's going on, fellas?
Master Jack.
I'm sad that I missed all the pee and cum talk, but it's nice to see you too.
We can get you in on that. Plenty of show left, Spence.
That's right. That is young, my friend. I definitely want to watch that video of that guy getting peed on stage. That sounds like a hoot.
I will DM it to you.
I've got my the rest of my afternoon cleared, so definitely DM me. I just like that you said that the band says it wasn't indicative of who they are, the band, but I feel like it was indicative of who that girl was. Like, she sounds really awesome.
Yeah.
Like, what a good egg.
Clearly. But they're like, hey, hold on, there's like 9 of us in this band. This is just one piss-obsessed lead singer, okay, folks?
Hey, you know what? Honestly, as gross as that is, like, live performance needs to be a bit crazy sometimes to kind of get my blood flowing. Not that necessarily, like, I'd go there thinking, God, I hope tonight's the night I see a guy get whizzed on. But listen, I've seen a lot of shows, and I've never once seen. I don't think I've ever seen. I might have seen one guy get peed on back in the day, but hey, it's been a while.
Well, hey, Spencer, you know, you said it. You know, when you're doing a live show, you got to get there does need to be a little danger, you know, for it to be interesting, I think. And Spencer, you're a front man. You know, you've fronted a couple outfits. Do you feel the need? Well, okay, well, you have to keep the crowd interested, right? Do you feel that pressure as a front man?
I guess pressure is maybe the wrong word, but I am conscious of the fact that I'm kind of like the representative of the band in a way. You know,
right.
So,
well, does it go overboard ever? Do you ever overcompensate? You're like,
are you kidding?
Maybe you go on autopilot a little bit, and you're like, and you after the show, you go, what just happened up there? I just peed on a person. What happened?
Man, my performance style is like, I'm like a golden retriever. I'm just like, you ever see, like, you know, the Muppets Fozzie Bear? He's like, da 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 da, and everyone starts applauding, and he's like really? They love me, or, you know, I'm just like, my tail's just going. I'm like bringing a ball, dropping it at their feet. Like, I'm just like I will do anything for a laugh, for a smile. I'm a clown. But I don't know. I love it, dude. I always have, and I hopefully always will, until I'm a jaded prick and you know, get over it. Get a real job.
Well, you don't, you know, I think maybe that wild side is how you keep yourself from being jaded, because if you just stay in the routine, you're going to get jaded for sure. You know?
I've always thought, like, you know, to see a band do the same shit over and over, it's like, I always thought it was like, you know, even the best, you know, the best movie in the world I'd see twice in the theaters, you know? Yeah. But why would you go and see a band play the exact same shit again and again, the same way, the same, you know? So,
is that,
you know,
why
a lot
Slayer retired?
Maybe. I mean, certain bands, you just kind of like, that's kind of the whole thing. You're like, all right, if they don't play Angel of Death, I'm just going to kill myself. You know, it's like, you know, that's kind of their vibe. But for bands that are up and coming, man, you got to find your voice and try to rise above the noise somehow, whether you're getting peed on or otherwise. Work for G.G. Allen,
absolutely.
I guess. Wouldn't want to invite him to a dinner party, but boy, he's oh God, actually, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a long time, and I gotta say, I just like adore you dudes. I love you guys so much, and yeah.
Well, we love honestly, you know, this is it's a long time coming.
It sure is, man. We have quite a history together, and And
Indeed. We do go back about a decade, you and I, and Big Joe. What was it? 2011. What was it? 2011 when you guys first came by California. Was that your first? Was that Fatality? So you used to be in Fatality, a band that is no more, sadly.
Yeah.
Was that your guys' first excursion into the United States? I know you guys had been working hard in Canada for some years, but was that your first go into the U.S.?
Good question. I actually kind of forget.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think we did, one kind of big U.S. tour.
Mhm.
And like Big Joe said, I think we played the Burnt Ramen, which was like kind of the coolest venue I've ever seen. I have a feeling that place is long since gone, right?
I believe it has been shut down, yeah.
All good things must come to an end, but
sadly, it's true.
that was just like an anything goes kind of a place. There was like a half pipe, the scariest bathroom I've ever been in. There was like a bar that was like you'd like pull a book off the shelf and then it's like a secret bar in the middle of like this shitty punk DIY venue. I'm like, what the hell? Because the night before, I think we played in like Seattle or something, and it was the rules are so strict. Like we weren't allowed to drink or like even on stage have a beer with or anything. Obviously, no weed smoking or any other nonsense. But then we got to the Burnt Ramen, and it's like, if I was to pee on a guy, that would have been polite. All right, you guys are savages, all of you. And we had like a cooler on stage. We were boozing it. We were like peak party thrash at the time, just like going for it.
Yeah, but, this was 2011, so beer party thrash. It was chic.
It was the order of the day. Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually have a funny story about meeting you guys that day. You guys pulled up in a van outside of Dan Souza's house, and we had never met each other before. And you guys were tired, because you had just been driving. And I met everybody. I met you. I met Adam next. I think I met Aton and Suarez at the time was your drummer. And then I went and met Adam again because so this was funny. I met Adam, said, "Hey, I'm JP." Then he took his shirt off and went and spoke to, I think maybe his girlfriend, I think, was on that tour too. So I think he took his shirt off and then did something else. And then because he had his shirt off, apparently he was a completely different person in my eyes. So I walked up to him a second time and said, "Hey, what's up? I'm JP." He's like, "Yeah, we just met." I was like, "Oh,
he
so sorry."
You call it the Clark Kent. He just just an impossibly hairy chest. You just like, obviously this is a new guy.
It was so exactly. It was so embarrassing. Like I felt like a complete idiot. Like I literally 30 to 45 seconds ago just met this man. His face just went in one eye, out the other, if that fucking makes sense. And then I just met him again. Like how rude is that? Like I just basically told him like I basically told him that yes, I met you and I don't care about you. And then I just went to the next person. How I'd still cringe when I think about that.
It's like, hey, forgettable. My name's JP. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Brutal. It's funny how those things, those like small social flubs just stick to your bones like a good stew. It's just like it stays with you, baby. You just you wake up out of a fever dream thinking of one time that you may or may not have offended Adam Zlotnick. Like, what the fuck?
and I've since had countless beautiful memories with Adam Zlotnick. You know what I mean? Like we've had so many funny things happen, but that one moment still, as you said, sticks to my bones like a stew. That was I've never heard that before, but I'm going to try to use that one more. I like that.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm sure he's over it.
He might not remember it. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
Man,
but I certainly do.
I think of so many, you're at a party and you just like tell a joke and you're kind of risking it all, and you tell a dirty joke and then everyone just looks at you like, oh God, please, why did you have one that like, the one that I still wake up from like a fever dream, like once a month, like it's still happening. Like a Nam flashback. I'm at a party and this girl's like, oh, I just got my boyfriend just got me this, kind of a cute little diamond ring. I don't wonder if she was saying that because maybe I was trying to flirt with her or something. She was trying to get rid of me. And I just said like, oh, you know why, a diamond is a girl's best friend? She says, why? I said, because you can't tie a cock to your finger. And she says,
And you're telling me that joke didn't go over well.
It didn't land, no. And then I just like, all right, do I throw myself through the window, or do I just like, how do you like, if I could turn back time? Of course that wouldn't fly. What am I doing? Cock joke? A nice lady with a ring?
Oh, I know. Seriously, she's like, "Oh man, you just ruined her night, Spence."
Oh, totally. And she hasn't forgiven me. Probably that's Adam Zlotnick is on to bigger and better things. This woman's talking about me in therapy right now. The guy that made an off-color dick joke in 2015.
Yeah, because Spencer, all women think about are dicks. Clearly,
That's what I'm saying. No, ladies are nice. They like other things too, probably way more than dick. So, for the record,
it looks like you've recovered. You lived through it. So
I've grown a lot
good.
since then.
Yeah. You make less of those jokes these days, or you just use them better?
Yeah, usually before I'll tell an off-color joke. Now I do this. Then I kick into it or roll up the windows.
Bring them in real close.
Yeah. It was this dick joke I heard from some drunk guy at a bar 4 years ago. Ugh. Despicable.
Let's back up. This is fun. I do have some questions about your origins in music coming out of Ontario, because you are originally from Ontario, right? You've been there your whole life.
That's right.
Yeah. So how did you get into you? Are you from or did your parents play music? Because if I understand correctly, like, all your brothers play. So how'd you get into music? It had to be your parents then.
Super musical family. Yeah, my dad's side of the family, very musical. So my dad, amazing singer, and he used to play a lot of guitar. And my brother plays drums, Mason. He's like the best metal drummer in Toronto. He's like just unbelievable musician. I have a younger brother, Blake, plays piano and sings like a canary. And then, I have my uncle plays the harmonica, all my aunts sing. So yeah, always surrounded by music all the time growing up. And it's just a blessing because, it's my life now. I just like, it's in my blood. And then my mom's side of the family could not tune a fish, We're playing music and they're all just have vacant look in their eyes. Like, do you guys not have ears? It's like a Black Mirror episode. Grow up.
By the way, folks, if you're just tuning in, Spencer LeVon's with us. If you got any questions, please throw them in the chat. We got one from Vic here. You sexy fuck. He's talking to me because I'm wearing his band's shirt, I'm assuming. Or maybe he's talking to you because you're just a sexy fuck. Or he's talking to Big Joe because, look at him.
You know what? It's probably Joe. Yeah, Joe does kind of emanate raw sexual energy.
With that Gwenham shirt.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hey, Brother LeVon. That's the Wellness of Madness podcast.
Aha, hello.
Yeah, saying hi. How did you get soiled by thrash metal? You seem like a nice kid. Comes from a musical family, musical father, musical brothers. How did you get into this nasty world of thrash metal? Because let me preface that by, well, I can't really preface it because I already asked the question, but I would like to say. You don't appear, when I first met you didn't appear to be a thrash metaler, and that's what I love about you. I don't if you're wearing a thrash metal costume, in my eyes you're a poser. Now I don't care who's a poser and who's not. Nothing belongs to anybody. But you never appeared in my eyes to be like a thrash guy, meaning, I didn't, you didn't have the costume on. So
yeah.
How did you get into being in a straight up thrash metal band Fatality?
Well, I guess I was like a bit of an angsty fuck as a teenager, which is kind of when it all happens, it seems. And yeah, I guess that was my first, I really fell in love with, the new metal of the time, Korn, Slipknot. Man, I just like ate that stuff up. Just like, and then it gets into Metallica, Slayer and stuff. I mean, I've always kind of had a bit of like a sunny disposition, so it is kind of odd, it doesn't really necessarily click with my personality in a way. But I just love metal, dude. And like it is a positive and a lovely genre. There are things that are really positive and great about it. It's not all misery and anger.
Can you send me a list of those things whenever you get a chance?
Yeah.
I'd like to review the list.
I think that's why, we connected with you guys in such a deep level, is because we were all so positive and, I mean, ultimately maybe naive, but, happy people and excited to be in the room. Yeah. So, it's, and I think, we, ZH, Fog, and, Fatality and bands like us kind of like, I don't know. I think we kind of were role models in a certain way that it's possible to be metal as fuck, but also be yourself and not be, mean or dark, or, you can still have fun and treat people nicely and still rock out and have a really good time and entertain people. So, you
sound like a real poser right now, Spencer.
No, dude, honestly, I make myself sick sometimes. I really am. It's over for me, dude. It is. It's all over, dude.
Big Joe, when the Fatality van came rolling in, and they joined us in the Bay Area for a show back in 2011. What was your first thoughts about seeing these nice guys from Canada? Did they fulfill all your nice guy expectations?
I was not present for when the van rolled up, but I was present for them rehearsing in our jam room in Oakland, California.
Yeah. Do you guys still have that room, by the way?
Dan Souza is still in that room.
What a great spot.
I know.
Sorry, I definitely interrupted you, but I remember that day. I remember playing Born to Be Wild with you guys.
And I'm going to now jump in and say we stopped playing Born to Be Wild once we watched you guys play Born to Be Wild, because we were like, okay, we're not ever playing that song ever again. You guys fucking murdered that thing. We were done with it.
Yeah, well, that was, I was actually, hopping out of the tour van is a fun moment for me, because it's like, I am kind of probably hamming it up a little bit. Like, I want to make a good impression. I know, I guess, in a way, you want people to like you, but it is just kind of like, even though, 3 bottles full of pee kind of spill at the side, and like an old, Gatorade bottle, and like some old McDonald's wrappers get like blown out into the wind, and I'm just like, your king has arrived. Yeah.
Yes. While simultaneously airing out your armpits in the fresh air. Yeah. Big Joe, though, tell us what it was like to see them jam in our jam room on our gear for the first time.
I can really relate to the Born to Be Wild cover. Not knowing anything about these guys and coming in and hearing all these stories, because at the time I had a really young child at home, probably just not even one, so like I wasn't able to be around as often. But I walk into the jam room and seeing this band rock out, I'm like, all right, this is cool, all right. And then they play Born to Be Wild, which was a song that we were covering, and I thought we had a pretty cool cover of Born to Be Wild, and they go up there and just absolutely kill it. I'm like, what is going on? And I remember I still have footage of it somewhere on one of my devices. That was also a long time ago. So, I keep a lot of my devices. But really grainy footage that would be on, early internet,
I'm
but
dying to see that.
I know
Please,
I
if
have
you,
to hunt it down.
if you find it, you got to send that to me because I
I
love
just
that
recently
stuff.
found something not too long ago, and I don't remember where I had it, but yeah, just my first impression was like, oh, these guys are just like us, and they're from the magical land of Canada, and like these guys are like-minded, and are doing something way better than we could do. So like, all right, I respect these guys. Like, all right, this is cool. Like, I don't know, and this made the world of metal a little bit smaller, just because this might be it.
Oh my
This
God.
Is this is the footage. It's grainy as all hell, as you said, Joe.
I probably did this off of an iPod Touch.
Are you guys hearing sound?
I'm not.
Okay.
What?
It's pretty. The sound's pretty blown out, anyways.
Probably sounds like shit, anyways. But that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that was
Time machine.
the first jam, 2011, in the old jam room. Nice shot of Adam's back there. Aton playing my guitar.
Oh, there's Tone. Oh, he's got lovely hair, in great shape.
Look at that. Oh, going off the same mic. Way to go.
Oh
Adam.
yeah. It's a
Yes.
little McCartney Harrison action there.
Yes. Yeah, there it is. There it is. The original footage. Wow, playing off our gear too, man. You guys had way better gear than us. I don't know why. I don't know why you guys are playing our shit. Maybe you probably left it in the van.
Yeah, my gear's always
when
sucked.
No, bullshit. Compared to mine, yours was awesome. I played your gear throughout the entire 2013 tour. Hey, dude, it was so good. But anyway, a little off track here. But yeah, that was a fun time back in 2011. I think I've said the year enough times now.
Yeah, making me feel old as fuck.
Do we all know
But,
what year it was?
And then we got to do like the world's most epic tour together in a tiny, stinky van for an entire summer, which could have been maybe one of the most important summers of my entire life, if I can be honest with you. I don't know if I've
Why
ever
would you say
learned
that?
so much. I just, I think it was just a really exciting time of my life, being, a young Canadian, kind of, on the other side of enemy lines in the States, kind of making my dreams come true in a way. But then,
Yeah.
also the fact that I didn't take it for granted for like 1 second.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a moment where I wasn't like, this is great. Like usually everyone's like, oh man, enjoy it while you can. I'm like, bro, I've been enjoying this. Like, and and I just like I didn't have a cell phone back then. I was really, like I said, I was really super poor, and
that true?
didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't. I was not tethered to the world at that time in my life. I was a very free spirit, and that's the most free I've ever been in my life, and probably as free as I'll ever be. I never really knew what time it was, I was just always in the now, like a Zen Buddhist monk. And
So what's stopping you from doing it again?
now I got shit to do. You get older, and now I gotta move the car on street sweeping day. And I think that's a Doug Stanhope joke, but no, I'm still free in a lot of ways, mentally, but physically, there's shit that I have to take care of in my life now that I can't really just disappear from. Not that I really have a life that I actively try to hide from, but back then, so it was basically, what I really missed was being like having long hair and being sexy and carefree. No,
Oh, it wasn't the long hair, buddy. It wasn't the long hair. You exuded.
No, I still
comes
got
out
it.
of your pores.
It's true.
It's funny
But,
that you mentioned that you got things to do now, and you said that you're sort of more tied down. Whereas I think, Big Joe, you've mentioned that it's sort of the opposite for you now, right? Like I wouldn't say it's exactly the opposite, but I think now that your kids are a little older, you actually, Joe, are in a better position to go and live your musical dreams and stuff like that. Would you agree?
Now, so a little bit, yeah, because if I leave to a gig, or band practice, or I don't need to fork out the money for a babysitter. My
Yeah.
kids are preteen and teen, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to band practice, and they're like playing Xbox, going, huh? I'm like, all right. I placed a big old pile of food in the bowl next to the water bowl. If you guys get hungry, it's right there. Please don't pee or poop on the couch, and peace. I'm out, and I don't know. And it's also fun too. My youngest, my 12-year-old, he's gotten recently bit by the music bug. So even though he doesn't enjoy it in the moment, but he'll go to band practice or he'll go to a gig with me, and he'll complain the whole damn time. But then like a couple weeks later, he'll go like, "Dad, that was really cool. Or remember when this band did this, Or we'll be driving along to a gig, and he's like, "Can I put some on the radio?" And I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna listen to video game music." And then next thing you know, he's putting on Megadeth and putting on some like really dope. And I'm like, "Oh shit, like about this?" He goes, "Yeah," and he starts telling me things that I don't know. It's I'm like, "Whoa, you actually kind of did your homework on Dave Mustaine and all that fun stuff." So it is a bit different for me now, because I wasn't as free as maybe you guys were, just because my responsibility at a young age was a little bit maybe a little bit more active. So now that the kids don't need me as much, I get to go out and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
Well,
it
there you
sounds
go,
like
Spencer.
it's like the cool part of
over the hump.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
Yeah.
One day I'll be free like Big Joe. But that does sound like the coolest part of fatherhood is like when your kids become teenagers and you're like, all right, tonight we're watching Goodfellas, or you know what I mean? Like, and they're like, what's that? You're like, wait, this is gonna blow your head off. It's like, all the cool shit that up to this point that you get to be like, just shine a light on for your kids, and just be like, you want to see some cool shit.
No,
and
exactly.
how amazing is it that you get to share, your love for music with your cum? That's
Right?
pretty neat. You're the best, bitch. I wish you were my dad, dude. You're the fucking man.
You know what? We can still make that happen.
Yeah. Sponsor Canadian.
Speaking of cum, I'm glad your kid studied up on Dave Mustaine and not Dave Ellefson.
Oh, I feel like that guy, like, I don't know. Kind of in a way, it's bad to like, I don't know. Did I miss something? Is he actually a dirty boy, or was he just like too embarrassing to continue?
I think it was the latter. I don't think he did anything illegal, but it was just nobody. I'm not going to get on stage with the jizzy guy. I think it just came down to that.
It's for some reason, I guess just knowing that guy has a sexual life is just too disturbing to just like accept. Some people are just like, oh, now all right, I've just envisioned you beating off. I cannot enjoy Hangar 15 as much as I used to.
I mean,
like,
we
that's
literally
why he's so good at bass.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, how did he get that way?
A lot of training.
Yeah, like I said, we actually saw it. It'd be one thing if we had only heard about it, but we actually saw the footage. Jose from Bonded by Blood sent it to me. I was trying to avoid it. He was like, "Hey, you see this?" I was like, "What is it?" And I clicked on it, and then I got sprayed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jose, thank you, buddy.
No,
I think
it's a damn shame.
Yeah, it was a damn shame. I think it was I saw it, so now you have to see it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're a little off track now. But how do we get here? How do we get
more
on this
cum talk,
thing?
dude? I don't know what my problem is. You guys started it, and I'm just running it through the goal.
Don't add me into this. I didn't mention anything about the word. I'm trying to be good.
God. You're actually right, John. Oh boy, but
it's hard. It's difficult.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot what we were originally talking about. What were we originally talking about, guy? Does it matter?
I was talking about what a great guy Big Joe was. I wanted to mention that you said something on this show maybe a month ago that one thing that you're like a mental thing that you do in your head is instead of saying, "Oh Christ, I need to go to work," or anytime you have an obligation, you go, "I get to go to work."
Yes.
Isn't that weird that how just framing your mindset can completely change your entire life sometimes? So I've actually
Yes.
taken your advice and I've been doing that of just like, oh Christ, I gotta go, whatever. I need, I gotta go grocery shopping or just something dumb that you're like
Yes.
pissed off about.
Yes.
You go like, well, here's something I get to go and purchase food for myself. Like,
Yes.
why am I being such a dick? I get to do all these awesome things in my life. Even the worst stuff that we have to do or take care of is still kind of incredible that we get to do it. And I wanted to thank you.
Yes, that obviously hit both of us very hard because I've been thinking the exact same thing. Joe, you changed two people's lives, man.
Yeah, I thought that was a very
You know
profound thing to say, Joe.
I'm just, that's a way that I've been trying to live the last couple years, and it's really changed the way I viewed things, and the way that I react to situations, and because you know what, just like my kids that I mentioned, that I've noticed we'll be doing things, even I'll be doing things in life, and it'll be not that fun at the moment, but then you look back and go like, dude, that was actually pretty fucking cool. Like I'm glad I got to do that, and I just try to enjoy. I like what you said, living in the now, versus living in the past or future tripping, because we forget to, to just relax and, almost just enjoy what we're doing. And most likely we're going to look back at it fondly, unless if we're Dave Jr. from Megadeth. But that's only just probably because he got caught. I bet he probably did look fondly at it. And he's like, oh, man, someone knocked me out. I'm fuck.
No, but there's something very true to that, man. It's just stopping to smell the roses is something that I think, like, dude, in in Toronto where I live, it's like, and it's probably the same in California, but people really have they really get off telling me how busy they are and how complicated their lives are. They can't wait to tell me that they got a second job. And they'll be like, oh, hey, you want to, go hang out and see that show this weekend? No, I can't because I actually working a 12-hour shift and then the same thing, as if it's like, they're like, I'm pretty cool, aren't I? It's like, you got to do what you got to do, live your life. But at the same time, like, you got to enjoy your time, and, we should be bragging about the times that we're relaxing, even though it's not as sexy or as like, wow, this guy's a real mover and shaker. But, I want to be the kind of guy that brags about, what I'm doing tonight. What are you doing, working? No, I'm going to drink 2.5 beers with my brother. And we're going to play Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm 32 years old. So anyways, have fun at work. Enjoy your job.
But see, then that could come off as bragging, though. You did say we should brag about the good things, but then if you do that too much, people go like, "God damn, that guy just brags so much about his vacation and his fucking Sonic the Hedgehog." It's like, shut the fuck up and go to work.
It's like, how's your day? Good, slept in. All right, how's everyone else? Yeah, not a care in the world, baby.
Oh man, quit bragging. Quit bragging.
I'll try.
But
I got to sleep in today. It was nice.
Hey, you deserve it.
The thought.
Thank you. So you.
I'm with you there with the thought. It's like, why is it that he who hustles the most and is the least happy is the most successful or whatever? I don't really know how to frame the question I'm trying to ask.
It's like people aspire to be rich and miserable. It's kind of sounds like a shitty deal to me, but some people actually do like. I find myself getting sometimes a little bit inspired about business or like boring shit like that. And there is joy to be found there too. So for all the working stiffs out there, I'm actually still with you. I don't even know what I was talking about.
He's not relaxed at all, guys.
I'm stressed.
Going back to the I have to do this / I get to do this thing, we've got a comment here from our friend Vic. Fuck the dishes, though. No matter.
No, that is an irredeemable part of life. Stinks. That's why, guys with a shotgun, the first thing he does is just fucking skeet shooting. Like blasting a dish out of the air is like the most relaxing thing you can do with your day. fuck the dishes. Like, ugh. They're not going to do themselves, God knows.
I always thought it was the sound and the sort of splash of debris that it causes, but it's just because they're dishes.
Yeah, any breaking dishes is therapeutic.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, people do that in dramas. They throw dishes at the wall when they're upset. They throw plates on the floor when they break. Wow.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. It's always the dishes first, like an Asian guy in a horror movie. First guy to go, always. That's a true thing, guys. It's true. But anyway, so we get let's get back on track here. So we're touring the continent. We're in the moment.
We sure are.
There had to have been some moments that were just, as you mentioned before, irredeemable. I'm not asking you to name any of them, but being out, I mean, we were on the road for like a little under a month, I think. That's ZH. You guys were out there for like 2 months, weren't you? Just doing the rest of the United States.
Yeah, something like that.
You had to have been stretched so fucking thin being with the same 5 dudes like in the van. I mean, when I was in the van, everyone was super chipper. I don't think there was any like lemon or whatever, so to speak, any like bad attitude in the van, but you just get on each other's nerves. I mean, I was on my bandmates' nerves and they were on my nerves, and I don't know. I guess I'm not asking you to name any, but will you admit that then it gets pretty, even though you're trying to live in the moment and you're very grateful, it does the bitterness might take over a little bit.
I mean, it's kind of hard to be in anybody's space. It's hard to be in anyone's space for a long period of time without being like a little bit like a little bit of a need for privacy or whatever. And, no sleep and, being broke and, there were sometimes some stressors and, but I don't know. I do feel like, especially when you guys were around, you guys were like, it's like everyone in the band had like a therapeutic dog or something. Like, I had Nick Mimir to kind of like, if I was feeling stressed, I would just kind of scratch his head and feed him some oats from my open palm. No, but like seriously, like, and we were all drinking back then too, which was really,
oh god, so much
took the edge off. Yeah. Nothing that would really last for too long. And honestly, like, I think the thing is because we would roll as 10 people, 10 men or dudes. When shows were really good, we would like have each other we'd celebrate our victories together. And when the show stank and there were a handful of them, we were still got to commiserate and celebrate the bad times as well. And we were always like the blight to every house party we stopped in on that tour. It was like no one's ever been at a party and was just like, oh, this is great. We've got music, there's a keg here, and everyone's laughing, telling stories and stuff. This is great. You know what would really help? Like 10 dudes. Like 10 men showing up to a party has never improved the vibe of the girl-guy ratio. It's just like
10 dudes in a band. 10 dudes from bands who brought just enough beer for themselves.
Yeah, one guy wants to take a shower, going to the fridge. We're just a mess. We're just like, do you mind if we stay here? Like, oh, we don't even know who you are. Leave.
Oh my God. You all smell the same?
Yeah. Yeah. We just smell like fucking...
We're syncing up.
We smelled like, honey mustard wheat thins and sadness. And
what was up with those honey mustard wheat thins? Can you please fill our listeners in on and our viewers in on what the hell? When we joined the van... We joined the van in Houston, Texas. We fucking Greyhounded out to Houston, Texas. I don't recommend going on a Greyhound for any amount of time ever. Don't ever go on a Greyhound, folks.
Much less for 2 days.
For 48 straight hours. But anyway, I digress. The point of the story is that we met up with these guys in Houston, and in the van was a big plastic bag full of small individual honey mustard wheat thins snack packs or whatever the fuck they are. I think everybody in the van had agreed at that point that honey mustard was the worst possible flavor you could put on a wheat thin. Where did you guys get an entire bag of wheat thins, and why did we eat them so happily, even though they sucked throughout the entire month?
I think we were playing at this venue called, I think it was St. Vitus in New York, and we were just in like, you know, in the green room or something, and we knew the sound guy, and they said, yeah, for some reason, I don't know how they came in, just like, you know, a cubic meter of honey mustard wheat thins that just, I don't know if they kept them at the bar, I don't know if they ordered it wrong, or I don't know what happened, but they're like, dude, do you guys want these wheat thins? And we were like so poor, so broke at the time, we're just like, we will literally eat anything right now. So
anything.
So we were driving around with literally like 200 bags of honey mustard wheat thins, and we were just gobbling them down like it was the body of Christ. It was like a sacrament to us. And then like eventually, you know, week 2, the magic starts to slowly fade, where you're just like, oh God, speaking of irredeemable, these honey mustard wheat thins are just going to be the death of me. Like, I will rather starve, you know, and have scurvy than, you know, and it's like, it also has like the nutritional benefits of socks. Like, we should have just eaten fibrous socks for dinner, but it was just like wheat thins and tap water for dinner again, gang. It was like, I don't know, a blessing and a curse, as they say.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We all agreed they were terrible, but you know,
I guess we never really had illusions, but there was lots of them and they were free.
Yeah, but week fucking 4 or whatever into the tour, it's like, Mace, hit me with some thins, and then here come the thins. Like, you never stop eating the thins, even though we all know they're terrible. And then I think they still make them, believe it or not. I think they're still out there.
That is deplorable. I despise that company and that flavor. You know, because it was a lot of like, you know, speaking of like sharing thins, you know, they're always kept in the back corner, just like, you know, whoever's like, hey, throw up a couple of thins, will you? You know, just kind of hit you in the back of the head in the front seat. But then also like, we'd all take turns buying like a case of beer, and it would always come in like, you know, those big like a box of beer with a handle on it. Mike Myers calls them the Scarborough briefcase, which is kind of like Scarborough's a place in near Toronto. But
yes. And you mean
you guys wouldn't get it. It's
of course you mean the comedian, not the killer Mike Myers.
That's correct.
Yes.
I forgot what I was saying, but anyways, so we'd, you know, share a lot of things. We'd also get those beers, right? So, but we're also poor, so you'd have like, you know, you have a full case at your knees and try to like keep it hidden, and then it's like, you know, 12:30, we're driving overnight, and then just like, all right, let me see how quietly I can open this beer. Click. And then you hear like, who's got a beer there? Beers are flying around, thins. Oh, it's like, all right, everyone.
Yeah,
oh man,
I've stashed this Texas bush for a week and a half under my seat. By the way,
save it for a rainy day. Yeah.
By the way, everything in Texas has the word Texas on it. I didn't know if anybody knew that beforehand, but they have Busch beer. There's nothing different about the Busch beer in Texas than in the one in California or Toronto, I'm sure. But in Texas, it just has the word Texas over it. Texas Busch. It's
Texas
hilarious.
Busch.
I remember, we found a Texas Busch in when we were in Oregon, I think. And Jordan was like, "Oh, I found a beer." It's a Texas Busch, and the whole fucking van just started erupting in like celebration because Jordan found one Texas Busch. It was the cutest thing
Tremendous.
ever. There's so many things that happened on that store. That van where I try to tell the story, and I'm just you fucking had to be there. Yeah, just you don't know the value of a Texas Busch till you stumble upon it 3 weeks later.
Oh man, no. Jordan is just the funniest guy in the world too. Like, man, I was I was like, I gave him a call maybe a few years ago, and I was like, I think like, we're just chatting, we're catching up, and I got like the right guy to talk to because I was like going through a breakup or something, and he's like, you know what, man, you might be sad right now, but the next adventure you're going to be on is with a naked woman. And I'm just like, yeah, it's true. But like, I'm all sad and stuff. He's like, I don't know, start smoking or something. I don't fucking care. Just like, he's just like, he's Zen, but also like, I don't know. He's such a character. That dude is just like, my role model.
I've never been able to properly describe Jordan to anyone.
It's impossible.
He's like we always joke like he's a robot because he's just so incredibly efficient, but he's like the most, he has this personality that is so unlike a robot, but he is robot. I just can't, I don't even try to describe Jordan. You have to meet him.
I think the fact is his mannerisms and his, like the way he looks doesn't match his personality type. You know what I mean? You almost like, it's kind of like the old, I don't know. He's just, there's something about him that you're always a little bit surprised. Like, wow, he's kind of like an introspective, sweet guy.
Absolutely.
But, not that, a good Texas bush still gets his blood going every now and again. But
yeah. He's like if the spirit of Clifford the Big Red Dog like got inside Stone Cold Steve Austin or something like that.
Yeah, that's as close as we're gonna get.
I like
pencils down.
Jordan, we love you, man. I know you're watching. Love you.
Yes, Jordan, we love you, buddy.
You guys.
Yeah, he's the king.
So we got a comment here. Vic is I love this. My sister almost called the cops because Adam slept on their couch without a shirt. That's offensive, I guess. You're going to find a lot of body hair on that couch afterwards.
I've almost called the authorities on him a few times just based on his body hair. It is despicable. Like, it's like, how is this possible? Those nipples are just like they both. It's like they're wearing a wig. It looks like Adam's nipples, look like late years fucking Jim Morrison. Just like a little puffy, hairy. Vic's sister was completely in the right, and he's just like, well, don't need this no more. The first guy to take his shirt off. Just because he's like permanently wearing a fucking Canadian sweater.
Is that why he's usually without clothes? Because he's just got so hot from the natural sweater he wears? Yeah,
no, it's very insulating, that body fur. Yeah. So not that I blame him, but do better.
Do better. Oh man. Adam Zlotnick. I'm jealous of that guy, man. He tours the world. He goes and he travels a lot. And every time I see him pop up in a new place, I'm like, man, I'm jealous of that guy.
Yeah, he's got a really cool lifestyle, that guy.
He does. We got some more comments here. Let's see here from Edsy. Love this guy. Host with Sean DeCory, host of the Sean and Ed's Do Baseball podcast. Please watch that podcast. It's great. Spence and Fatality played a show in Sean's mom's basement one time, and then Adam streaked through the grocery store across the street afterwards. Do you remember this?
Yeah. It was actually Aton that ran through naked, but no, that's a true story.
Aton would get naked a lot, wouldn't he?
He's very comfortable with his body. I guess we all kind of were, except I feel like Mason kind of had a good foundation of shame, which God bless him. But no, that definitely happened. I mean, we were just kids. That was like we're in high school playing like a basement show, and but I was definitely there. I was running interference, and by that I mean I was standing in the frozen food section just with a big grin on my face, knowing what was about to transpire. I was just egging him on. I'm like, bro, you should probably do it. Like, I don't know. We've been talking about it for a while now. And it's one of those ideas that just gets too much momentum, and then next thing you know, you're doing a sex crime.
I was gonna say this was a naked child running around in public. Am I wrong?
Yes, it certainly that was an accurate depiction of the events that occurred. Public nudity. Different world back then, though. Just like running
Yeah.
naked was almost like kind of cute. Like, oh, you know. And his
fucking-
lunch is just hanging out, swinging around. There's like a teenage security guard just kind of like breaking into a light jog, trying to contain the insanity.
Absolutely.
avail.
You make a good observation when you say you guys were very comfortable with your bodies. I believe I saw Aton's nutsack within 24 hours of meeting him for the first time.
Yeah.
We met, we went to go play. We that footage that we just watched earlier, that was the same night. We went and played in our jam room. And then on the way back home, we're driving in two different cars, and we're having a mooning war between the cars. Like, we're on the freeway going 80 miles an hour, seeing who's down to stick their ass out the window at the other car. Well, Aton always would take it a step further. He stuck his ass out and then dropped the balls down underneath.
Yeah.
So I got
It's
a
called
great look at Aton's balls and asshole the first day I ever met the guy. So thanks, Aton. Love you, man.
Yeah, when we used to call it the fruit bowl, when you'd moon someone and then tuck your lunch behind you there.
It's very fitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a very
just
stretchy nutsack, if I can talk
and
about
very
it.
red.
Long. Yeah.
It's like a weird color that you're not really expecting. It's like Rudolph's nose or something.
Yeah, it's like a shade of red that you don't really see in nature very often. It's very, very new shade of red.
Yeah. Nature does not produce nutsack red. Yeah, so that's like, well, I'm gonna paint my new, my rec room ball sack red. Yeah, you don't really hear that at Sherwin-Williams.
Oh,
But we were really wild back then, and we really had a really good time.
You guys had a manager. His name was Dick, if I remember correctly. Richard, but everyone called him Dick. He would film you guys nonstop, and you'd all jump on the camera here and there, but he'd film you guys, and you guys used to have this series called the Fatality Show, and it was the funniest thing. And you guys came on that tour, visited us, and your manager Richard is filming everything. And I remember going, I cannot wait to be in the next episode of the Fatality Show. It didn't happen. No Fatality Show happened. So you guys were going through a bit of a transition at that time, I assume. I didn't see your manager around you guys anymore. Also, you switched back from Andrew Suarez on drums to your brother Mason, who was the original drummer. What was that transition period for you guys like between 2011 and 2013? And was there any hard feelings?
Oh, no hard feelings, but good question. I guess we were maybe feeling a bit more self-sufficient, and we can kind of take care of a lot of stuff in-house. Not that we had a lot of shit going on to manage, but also not that I was very much help in that world at all. But and then Mason, the reason that he wasn't playing with us was because he went to university in Ottawa. So
that's called college in Canada. They call it university over there, but over here,
we're fancy.
For all of our American viewers watching, he's talking about college, guys. Okay, now please go on, Spencer.
So my brother's in fucking college in Ottawa, and by the way, Ottawa's a place in Canada too. Look at a map, you dumb California nobodies. So anyways, he so he was in school. It didn't really work out, so we had Suarez came and played with us for the whole Beers from the Grave era, and Mason ended up coming back to the city, and it was just like, man, as we still love Suarez, and actually he's still a close friend, but Mason LeVon is just undeniable.
Yeah,
that guy is like, I'm still in awe of his talent, and he's like, I'm like, holy shit, my brother is a badass. So, and anything I do musically, I just want him to be in the room because he just makes it better.
That makes sense.
He makes me better. People love him.
So what was it like? What was it like? Maybe not what was it like, but how did you navigate saying goodbye to Andrew? Did he just kind of get the vibe like, well, I mean, Spence's brother's back. I mean, that's kind of going to be that's going to be it for me. How did that work? This kind of thing all really fascinates me. I'm not trying to get you to talk any shit or anything like that, or tell me about the bad times or stuff, but just band relationships and the relationship between the members and breakups and stuff like that is very, very interesting to me.
It is a little weird. I think it was just maybe the writing was on the wall, of just to not have Mason in my band while I know he's willing and able is just torture,
Right.
So it was a pretty, it was a hard decision because, Suarez is also an amazing showman, an amazing drummer, and did add a lot of flavor. And you know what? A different drummer too, like a different style, a different vibe. But, I need to be in a band with my brother because he's a complete savage. So
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was the right thing to do. Yeah.
Suarez is incredible. That guy, incredible drummer. Mason hits so hard too. Like I wouldn't want to choose between those guys. Yeah, Suarez was just on like some drum battle like show that was like judged by the drummer of like Lamb of God and shit. I was like, dude, he is so fucking. I knew he was good, but I didn't know how like well versed he was as a drummer until I watched him in that special.
Yeah,
So
he's
good.
a badass. He's always been really into what he does, and also he's one of those people that just has so much self-awareness that like it translates to everything he does. Like, you ever just know a guy that just knows exactly who he is and what he likes and like surrounds himself with it and doesn't really pretend like he's anything else. It's like there's something about him that is just like, holy shit, that dude is not afraid of himself. He knows it. Yeah, so
He's
it's just
got the right level of self-awareness is what you mean, because too much can be bad.
Because he's eccentric, right? But he that's what kind of drives him in a way as well.
Wow.
But yeah.
So Mason's back in the band. We're on tour. Successful tour, I think, is in the sense that none of us got hurt or anything like that. I don't think anyone made any money on the damn thing, but that's obviously not why we're on tour.
No, man, a break even on that kind of a thing, especially at that point of our lives, was I was happy with it.
Huge win to break even.
Wasn't very business savvy or anything, but
well,
yeah,
you guys really put that tour together, and ZH sort of jumped on it. So I'm forever thankful to you guys for allowing us to sort of ride your coattails on that tour. That you mentioned
we were equals. We still are.
Well, I don't see it that way. You guys really did everything. We even used your gear. But you mentioned that that tour like changed your life. It absolutely changed mine. I met my wife on that tour.
Hell yeah.
I'm still with her today. I'm like eternally thankful that I jumped in that van and that you guys put that all together. It was
Did I tell you that I was standing right next to you when you met her? I think.
Really?
I think we were somewhere in maybe LA.
Yeah, we were in Fullerton.
We were kicking it in like a parking lot in Fullerton.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I was standing right next to you when you met her, and wow. I literally saw you guys like just like your eyes just had hearts in them, and you literally turned to me and you're like, dude, I think this is a special one, dude. And not only that,
you did say that,
but you said it right to her. Like that was like the second thing that she heard you say was like, shit, I'm into this girl. No shit, man. I don't
remember saying that. I remember kind of like jockeying for position with Adam on that.
That guy.
To be honest,
that guy's quick to the draw. Yeah.
Yeah. Adam's quick on the draw. Women are like drawn to Adam because he's got like a strong silent type kind of vibe to him.
Yeah, he's got a no shirt kind of a citizen of the planet kind of a vibe.
Yeah, yeah. And he's just a handsome guy. But I remember, I don't think it was ever like said, but I do remember sort of trying to get in front of Adam like during that whole night. And I'm glad I worked really hard for it because it's still going.
It paid off.
Going strong. But Adam's a good guy. Okay, I'm not mad.
That is funny though. That like I if love at first sight is a thing, I'm pretty sure I witnessed it between you two, and just the fact that you just had the balls to admit to her that you were into her, right? Basically, right out of the gate, probably helped you out. Just being like, it was to me, it was kind of a show of confidence, just to be like, yes, her. This is the kind of chick I'm into. Like this is for me.
I'm
you're
glad
pretty.
you look at it that way, because I think other people might call me a simp or whatever, or whatever the kids are
Whatever.
saying these days.
Whatever
Yeah,
works, baby.
Yeah, what the hell? I'm a simp if I respect women and tell them that I like them. I don't think there's anything wrong
Yeah,
with
no,
that.
that's pretty gross, but no, you did good.
Oh my god. But so anyway, yeah, we had a great tour 2013. There's like literally billions of stories. I'm not sure if any of them are good for retelling. As I said, a lot of them are you kind of had to be their situations.
I did think of one moment, like speaking of like crazy shit that happens on stage to kind of mix it up.
Please.
There were a couple in that tour, but I remember one for me was like, and I think you might have been in the room for this. We're playing another room in California, and the bouncer wouldn't let me into the venue because I was wearing a tank top, and it was like a metal fest, And I was a nobody, and I was just like, dude, just let me in. I'm in the band. Like, he's like, sorry, you're not coming in here with that shirt on, Like, oh, Christ. So I like,
was this Carnegie Hall? Where were we?
Yeah, it was literally like a dive bar. The guy was just being a dick, right? So I went and put on a T-shirt that, that had a hole in it, and it, said "I'm with stupid" with an arrow pointing at me, probably. And like, I go on stage and we're playing, and we're rocking out, being all metal and whatnot. And I felt like every time I'd kind of squat down and do like a Ted Nugent move, I'd feel like the back of my pants starting to rip, and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm about to lose my fucking trousers here. Every time every time I move an inch, I feel a couple of threads snap off. And then we're doing like a big metal ending. Da 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 da. And then the last note, I just turned my ass to the crowd, reached behind me, grabbed the ass of my jeans, and ripped my pants clean off of my body. I think more so
God.
just as like a fuck you to the bouncer. It was just like, now I'm not wearing pants, What do you think of that? Oh, but T-shirts are good. Now I'm just wearing, tattered remains of what were, a pair of slacks.
I remember that now. Wow, you just unlocked the memory in that was in Pomona, which was I'm mad at Pomona. I'll never forget. I'll never forgive Pomona for that horrible night. They served us a pitcher of beer that had a bee floating in it. Do you remember that? I'm not even kidding. It was a pitcher of beer with a bee. And we were pouring them out, and Dan was like, yo, there's a bee in my beer. And then you ripped your pants, and then everyone was fucking hungover and tired. That was a terrible show. I think we played. There was I believe 20 bands, 2 stages, and like 5 people in the audience. If I can remember correctly.
That sounds about right.
More stages than bands. That's never a good sign.
Oh man,
so, yeah.
Dying in Pomona. God.
Yeah, Pomona. I'm mad at you guys, Pomona. What was up with that?
That was a weird night for sure.
I got friends in Pomona. They're okay.
Worst thing about that night though is I didn't have any other pants. I remember, so it was like literally, I'm like, all right, well that was fun, and it was like a good goof, and like I brought some level of. Sorry, go ahead.
You brought one pair for the whole
I had
tour?
one pair of pants on that tour.
Oh, you fucking dirty bastard!
I know, I suck. And so the next day, I was like, I gotta go get some pants, right? So I went to.
I'm following now. Now I remember. Okay. Oh God!
I went to a thrift store, with a couple of girls that we were traveling with, and we picked out, a pair of pants that I, looked most rockin', made my hog look huge or whatever, trying to be cool. As we're pulling out of the parking lot, I'm like, Christ, why? What's the matter? I go, I think I just bought girl pants. Why do you say that? I looked at the inside of the tag, and it just said "The Flirt." The pants, the brand was the Flirt, size medium, could barely fit into them. Man, that was like the worst kept secret, because as soon as you dickheads found out that my pants were the Flirt, I became the Flirt for the rest of the tour. Hey, where's the Flirt? Oh, I think he's getting a slushie. Just trying to keep it close to the vest that my pants openly say the Flirt right on the tag.
Oh my gosh. I completely forgot about the Flirt. Oh, man.
Yeah, some nicknames
Scott
die
when he
hard.
found out he was wearing a woman's suit. Like, is that a woman? Is Michael wearing a woman's suit? Oh my God, Michael's wearing a woman's suit. Yeah, wow, the Flirt, bro. Oh my God, we actually called you the Flirt. We were doing that to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it definitely stuck for a little while. And you know what? As much as I pretended like I hated it, I was kind of into it. It's kind of a cool nickname.
Could be
In fact,
worse.
hey, if you want to start it up, I'm open.
You know, it's Spencer the Flirt LeVon. It's still alive. And hey, I mean, those pants fit you very well. I mean, who cares what they were intended for? They fit your bottom very well.
Thank you very much for noticing. And a tiny little pocket to put my lip gloss or whatever.
Yeah. You're like, what's this pocket for? Anyway.
Oh God.
Fit great. So let's go. Wow. Yeah, man. I remember the pants ripping now that you mention it. Now I'm remembering. Man, I need to talk to you guys more. There's a lot of memories that sort of just got like, I was so drunk on that tour, man. I'm not proud of that at all. There's so many moments I just don't even remember, and that totally sucks. But
yeah, we went hard, but
we went hard. We went hard. You went really hard. Do you remember when you fell off the stage in Seattle? Nick Gomez filmed this, and I stole.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Nick Gomez filmed this, and we had a lot of footage. I'm like, I'm taking this 30-second clip.
Oh, going for a big metal.
This is your big ending
here.
too.
Bang.
The big ending,
Just disappear.
Yes, dude.
Mm.
Oh my God.
See, that's what I'm saying is like, that's exciting to me, is just like, so that bar was so small that like literally as you're playing, the drummer's cymbal is like nibbling at your lower back, like it's trying to get fresh with you. And then, so it's just like I'm as close to the front of the stage as I can. And then I guess that moment happens, and I fell in such a way that like I fell forward, which turned into a forward roll. But I was the stage was so close to the door that I literally rolled out of the venue. Like I kicked. When I came to, I was literally outside in the parking lot on my back.
You can see the exit right there.
My patch cord is just a straight line from my amp to outdoors. I'm on my back like, what the fuck just happened? That was our big outro. Now I'm just like, I used to be a star, kid. I'm all washed up. I'm in the gutter, literally. How did this happen?
You made the crowd very happy, though. I mean, you guys had a great set, and then you ended it with the biggest flourish possible.
Oh.
That's just the showman you are.
That's the shit I live for, man. Just
dude.
You don't expect it, but then like a little moment of magic occurs where just like, man, that's why we all made the trip, in case something cool or interesting or strange happens,
Absolutely. About that Pomona show, I've got a bit of insight from Nick Gomez. It says our guest list members left before we went on. Oh,
yeah, that hurts, right?
It hurts very
Two empty
badly.
chairs.
Oh God, that hurts bad. Is the disrespect? We got you into that show for free. Can you watch our dumb set?
Bearing your soul to the world, and it's just like, it's a bouncer that's just kind of a little bit annoyed, and like the bartenders hate you because they're also going home with no money, and you're just like, well, hey, it's show business.
That's show business, man.
Hey, you win some, you lose some. Mostly lose, but hey, at least we're in the game.
What do you say, Big Joe? What's your saying up there?
Ooh, what is that? You win some, lose most?
That's it.
Yeah.
Big Joe says that one all the time, and I love it. And it's sadly true. Sadly
But
true.
hey, but we don't, we don't have to lose. We get to lose.
Oh,
That's right.
damn.
I like
Damn.
that.
Damn, I wish I thought of that first.
I'm gonna write that on a piece of paper and tape it above my bed. Wake up every
Get to
day.
lose most. Yeah, I mean, just great times on that tour. Fatality broke up pretty soon after that, huh? It was like the next year, if not the same year, right?
Yeah, we had, I guess, an extra. I think we had a couple of years after that.
Oh, was it? Okay.
And we did actually. I think I just found that I stopped loving being in that band, in a way.
Really?
I think in a way it was also, I don't know. I have this, a life theory, or like a way to kind of navigate my decisions is, if it doesn't make you happy and it doesn't make you money, then just don't do it. So I guess I got to a point where it was like, shit, it's not really scratching either of those itches. And I mean, it was kind of a shame because we did work so hard for so long, and we were still kind of gaining momentum and getting on bigger and bigger tours. So, but it's like, at what cost? If there's no real end goal when you're playing in a thrash band. You're just like, let's just do this and have a great time. It's not like we really ever had aspirations of being huge stars or whatever. But once it's kind of, I've kind of felt like maybe I didn't have as much creative influence on the band as maybe because that used to be like my role in that group was like, he keeps thanking me for putting you on these tours and stuff, but I didn't have anything to do with that. But I was still creative and would write the lyrics, and I would I'd do podcasts and blogs, and I was kind of had a hands-on relationship in the creative side of things. And then I felt like maybe I kind of lost my footing on a bit of that, and I just started going, well, I can't.
Was that because you your output was reduced, or was that just because other members, probably Aton, was he attempting to take a bigger role? He just wanted to get more of his shit in there? Was that kind of what was going on? Or were you sort of like your output wasn't quite living up to the way it used to be?
Well, maybe a bit of both in a way, because I never really was great at writing metal songs, like riffs and stuff, whereas he's just like a genius with riffs and stuff. So I think there was a bit of a power struggle between us, and not like super overt, but I think in a way he was kind of
the Cold War.
Exactly.
Happening. Yeah.
And you know what? He's one of my oldest friends, and he is my family. And he's still, I consider him my best friend. But I guess in a way our working relationship started to get a bit strained because I wanted to do goofy shit all the time, and he was more wanted to be a thrash band, and I guess I wanted to just fucking be in the join the circus in a way. So we kind of started, I just thought, we're not able to, implicate any of these great ideas that I have, I thought they were cool. And whereas he was like, well, we're a metal band and we got to do metal stuff and write. And he was right in a way, and I guess so was I. So, everything good comes to an end.
Yeah. If you're both right, whose idea wins? It's a tough situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you guys did break up, well, it wasn't a breakup initially, if I remember correctly. Mason, you, and Adam all left, and Aton was like, "I'm going to keep this thing going." Did that hurt? Did that hurt at all?
No, it didn't.
No, not at all.
No. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, by the way, if my I'm just kind of running out of power a little bit, so I'm plugging my phone in. So if it starts to give a little bit of feedback through my my headphones, it might get a bit weird. So just let me know, and
You're
I'll.
good. Sounds
yeah,
good.
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No, it didn't bother me, and actually, it was a decision that you would have thought would have been a lot more taxing or a lot more what ifs. But I basically the next day started writing music for like a different thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Wow.
And I just kind of never looked back. I never really had many regrets of leaving that band. I mean, once I was out, I was just kind of like, oh, like, you know, and I mean, and that, you ever make a hard decision that was the right decision? And
Yeah.
you can feel it in your body, and you know, the next day your brain starts working a little bit better, and you're just like, well, it was no doubt a hard decision, no doubt a difficult decision, and like, but it was the right decision. And then I started like a funk band, Brother LeVon, which I just literally just got to do everything. I got to have a horn section and backup singers and dancers. And, I had this idea for a big, what if like, George Thorogood had, James Brown's backing band. It's kind of a cool concept to me that I felt like, kind of worked, and, it kind of did. And like, so I literally just the next day got to work, rolled up my sleeves, and kind of onwards and upwards in a way. But
Wow. Okay.
it
You weren't
was
too beat up about it.
no, and when I saw that they were kind of continuing it, I don't know, maybe in a way I knew it wasn't going to work anyways. If I'm going to be a dick about it, but it's kind of like, it's a hard thing to pull off, to restaff a band, especially with the kind of history that we had.
Anytime you have to replace a front man, it's gonna be rough. It's never gonna go over well. It's never 100% across the board accepted by any fan base ever, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely look back on those days very fondly as probably the best times I've ever got to experience. But hey, that's life. Life changes, and it stays beautiful.
So what's the story with Brother LeVon? You guys still going at it? So
in a way, I mean, I found it's very difficult to be a band leader, and especially with a big band like I kind of was trying to maintain. It was a lot more like being like, general manager at the Gap. You're just like, oh shit, it's scheduling and putting out fires and booking. It was just like very difficult.
Yeah.
And
were you, pardon the interruption,
yeah.
Were you writing all the music as well, or were you doing all the creative stuff?
Yeah. So me and this guy Mark Pezzolato would we'd get together every week, and we'd write dance songs and funk tunes and stuff together, and we just wrote an album. And we had like 2 drummers, and like it was complete insanity. And then I guess we released this album, Shades of Funk, which, you know what, if you're into like that kind of music, you should like, you guys should crank it up. It's Shades of Funk by Brother LeVon, and it's just a good rock funk, balls to the wall, kind of a pretty cool album. And then I started like writing kind of more solo stuff, and really like I really love like soft music and like heartfelt shit. Like even like my favorite metal albums, like Blizzard of Oz or something, I was still kind of drawn to like Goodbye to Romance,
Yeah.
Or like the mellow songs, I always kind of gravitate to. So I wrote like kind of a more mellow, ballady kind of album. It's called After the Music's Gone, and I actually released that maybe 5 months ago on just wrote it and released it just by myself. We're kind of going through the pandemic and whatever, so I didn't even like really push it too hard. I just kind of realized like, what, let's just get rid of this, because it was really like sorry, go ahead, man.
Where can people hear that, by the way?
So I mean, it's just you can just stream it. You know, it's on like if you have Spotify or whatever.
Oh, really?
Just find me on Brother LeVon. There should be 2 albums there. After the Music's Gone and Shades of Funk.
Oh, it's under Brother LeVon.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay. It wasn't
still
a
releasing
Spencer
music
LeVon
under
thing. Okay.
No, but I mean, it's just kind of like it's still the new recordings is kind of the Spencer LeVon show. That's kind of me bearing my soul. Okay. But it's got a lot of, it's like we weaved it in. It's still crazy production and like really spent too much time on it. And all the songs kind of weave like a weird 70s album. Like they're all kind of connected and there's, I don't know. It's a very busy, interesting, definitely the best shit I've ever come up with, I think. So anyways,
After the Music's Gone by Brother LeVon, everybody check that out on Spotify or wherever you like to stream music.
And now, I've also got this. There's like a I'm in a death metal band now called Faceplant.
That was my next question. Yeah, tell me about Faceplant, man, because Mason's in there too on drums.
Yeah, so Mason and we have a friend Andrew Ego who plays guitar, and I'm actually playing bass. And
that was such a trip to see you on bass. I was like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I basically stole Big Joe's bass tone, where just like that snarly, it sounds like it's that crunchy, distorted bass tone. I just like, let me just be Big Joe, Anyways, and we detuned. It's like, it's like B flat standard tuning. It's like it's the most unnecessary band that ever existed. It's just really balls to the wall, death, crossover, hardcore kind of stuff, but it's just the most fun. We're just like, every song is about a minute and a half, and the songs are actually good somehow. Like they don't need to be, but they are. And we're playing at we've got a gig on this Saturday at the Bovine Sex Club in Toronto.
I've wanted to go to this club so badly. Like since I heard about it, like 10 years or however long ago, I heard about this club called the Bovine Sex Club in like Toronto. I'm like, oh my God, what a great sounding place. You guys always play at the Bovine Sex Club, don't you?
It's really a gnarly place. Like it's the front of it, like the facade of the building is just like basically just metal garbage, bikes and gnarled up like metal trash, basically, that's just attached to the front of the building. No sign, it's just like the hip spot. It's in a really cool part of town at Bathurst and Queen in Toronto. And the inside of it's just all more garbage in the walls and like, it's lit by like Christmas lights that are kind of weaved through it all. And it's just the kind of place that, and it's also a really cool sized room because it's kind of long and lean. And, if you get like 80 people in there, it's like you really feel like you're Motley Crue. Like, God, I'm good. And it's just like no matter what, even if 5 people showed up, you still kind of it's just like there's a venue with just its own energy or life force, and it's kind of a dark one. It's like this is kind of there's evil emanating from the walls here. But the staff are all really interesting, gorgeous, alternative looking people, and like it's just got it's my favorite place to play in Toronto because it's you can't really lose. You're kind of set up to win in that room. So anyways, we're gonna pack it up this Saturday and have a ball. So I know I'm promoting a show in Toronto, and a bunch of friends from California.
Oh no, we're worldwide. We're a global.
You're a phenomenon.
Yes, we're a global phenomenon. We've got over 7,000 people watching the show right now from all across the globe. Yeah, absolutely.
You guys are killing it.
I don't know if you can see it, but up in the corner there's a 7, and that means it's short for 1,000. 7,000, I think.
I looked out and you said there's a 7 in the corner, and I realized that's where my face is. I'm like, oh, well, thanks. No, you guys are killing it. I actually watch your show all the time. You guys are the best.
Would you call yourself a 7?
You know what? Like visually, I'm a 7, but like, I don't know. I've got that charisma that kind of kicks me up to a 7.5. I really got to do a lot of tap dancing to kind of maintain any sort of sexual credibility, but I make it work. You know me.
Wow,
never count me out.
That's a sad story if the charisma is only worth half of a number. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. Well, shit, man. If your charisma is only half a number, then shit, I don't hold much hope out for the rest of us.
Well,
'Cause
you were born sexy. You know that.
Ah, thank. Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's what the
Yeah.
doctor said. He's like, I'm gonna spank this one a couple extra times.
And it's true. Like after, once, yeah, when you're, yeah, God, I had so many gross jokes there. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pump the brakes. Gonna pump the brakes. But honestly, like, because when I knew you, you were drinking heavy, and you were a bit of a puffy boy, and now you're like in the fitness
Puffy
game.
boy.
You're glowing. You're
No, I
like
didn't
gorgeous,
think-
dog.
I didn't thank you. Thank you. I didn't think that I was puffy. I didn't realize that I had like an extra like 20 pounds of party neck under my fucking
Oh,
beard here.
It happens
I
to
had
us
no
all,
idea. Yeah, and then you stop drinking and you go, whoa, damn, I
and
was
it goes
bloated.
away.
Yeah,
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 it's not wild.
folks.
It's
stop
and that's
drinking.
just how guys kind of what happens to us is like we get fat in our faces first.
We do.
Like that's the first thing. Like a regular body, giant fucking moon head. Why does God is such a cruel bastard? It just
I know,
the wheels fall off of like right when you least expect it.
It should be even. You should distribute it evenly.
Just
You know,
spread it out. Yeah,
Maybe it's God's plan. So like, if He puts it in one place, like we'll notice it faster, and then we'll do something about it.
No, it just makes us drink more because we're like, oh God, like you look in the mirror, you're like, all right, I need to take the edge off of just my fucking ugga-mug, nothing fat face. Ugh.
Oh my God.
No, but I am
Never-
proud of you guys for
Thank you.
getting off the booze and staying off the booze. I'm still kind of in the game, but I'm kind of always reconsidering my relationship with it. And a lot of it does have to do with knowing people like you that have happy, fun lives and don't really need to poison themselves every weekend.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do a lot of heroin.
Well,
yeah. So
you
it
gotta
takes the edge
gotta keep busy, or just socially. You got a party,
So-
the needle's
social
going
heroin.
around. What am I gonna look like a jerk off in front of my friends? Yeah,
Oh,
just say
yeah,
yes.
Someone passes me the needle, as you say. It's going around. We share these things. Everything.
What the
We
heck?
got a great comment here from Marcy the Vamp. Everything in moderation. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
including moderation, Mars.
take one
You gotta-
heroin. You're good.
Hey,
Good.
the odd heroin. No, but
Folks,
it's
don't
true.
do
Drinking
anything that
drinking
we're talking about.
drinking in moderation does make it more enjoyable, and like
Absolutely.
but God, it's fun.
I use this analogy.
I love it.
When I talk about my drinking, I use this analogy, and I say that I sort of, when you're a kid and you're at the arcade or whatever, and the adult at the arcade gives you a big handful of quarters, and you're like, go wild. And then you just fucking unload every single one of those quarters in like 10 minutes, you know what I mean, into the claw machine, the toy claw machine or whatever, and then you're out of coins. That's the way I look at my drinking. Like, I done spent all my quarters too fast. If I didn't spend them this fast, I could be enjoying a beer with dinner, or at a party with some classy people. But unfortunately, I'm not able to do that anymore because I spent all my damn quarters too fast. So responsible drinking is important if you drink.
That just goes to show how well you know yourself, and that's all a part of life, is just dialing in what works for you. And if it wasn't working for you, then you're a goddamn genius because you figured it out pretty quick. How about you, Joe? Were you a sloppy disaster, or did you just kind of come to it? It was just time to stop boozing.
It was a little bit of both. Probably a whole lot more of the sloppy disaster.
Yeah.
But I can relate to what JP says, man. I was the type of guy that spent all my quarters on the one machine, probably dropped a bunch everywhere, and tried to lend them out. And sat there in the corner going like, oh, what the hell happened? And watching everyone else have a good time.
Yeah.
And, I think I definitely lost my right and abused my rights to drink.
Fair enough.
But also, I came up on some health issues and stuff like that,
Yeah.
especially the face getting fat and all that fun stuff. And yeah, man, I was burning it down.
Well, you know what? That's also a life experience that you get to, at least as much as it sucks to like, when you're on the other side of it, and this is the thing that when obviously if you're having problems with drinking, it's you really need to assess that and stop drinking. But I kind of love the fact that you guys did have a relationship with booze at one point or another and had a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And really, it's like, you got to have your cake and eat it too. Like, are you kidding? Who's better than you two?
Lore tells me that all the time. Like there's a lot of things I'm embarrassed about in my past, but she's like, yeah, but you got to do that. You got to go on tour and drink beers and live that lifestyle. And I'm like, yeah, but I probably damaged my body. She's like, yeah, but you did that and now you're done with it. And I'm like, damn, that's a good point. I got to do it. Thank you, Joe. I got to do it.
You got to do it, man. It's true. And no, but I do especially like over the pandemic, dude, I was boozing it up regularly, like all the time. Wow, what a great time that was. I was like fucking hammered, dancing with the dog half the time, just like, wow, this is just great. Just eating a sloppy sandwich on my fucking back like David Hasselhoff. I just didn't give a fuck. Who cares, But then I did. At one point, though, I was kind of like, all right, I need to like really consider what I'm doing here, because you start running out of coins. But I have been able to navigate my consumption of booze and other things quite in a way that I think kind of works with me. But like I said, that is a part of getting older. Dialing in what works in your life and what doesn't. And I don't know, that's kind of, to me, a really lovely part of being a human being.
Yeah, living and learning, man. That's all.
You do make some mistakes, and they're usually funny. Like most of the things, like the things that I regret most about boozing it hard is usually, what if I did make that girl at that party uncomfortable by saying something really rude that I thought was funny and probably was, but wasn't to her.
Yeah.
Or just like, that's the shit that you wake up the next day and go, oh, if I just drank a Snapple instead of 17 beers last night,
you would have had a sugar crash at worst.
The taste you feel in your cheeks. But no, we got Vic's social heroin.
So social heroin is my new punk band, which is, how has that not been taken already?
That's perfect. I'll join.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We got a bass player / guitar player / frontman for you, Vic.
Sign me up.
Yes. Boy, I feel like a beer. How about you guys?
Ooh.
I would probably crush one right now.
A beer.
All right. Well, hey, man, this has been a damn good. I also want to say you do a piano tuning business. You do a business. What the hell kind of sentence is that? You have a piano tuning business, and you've been doing this for a long time. Have you tuned anyone notable's pianos over the years?
The biggest star that I tuned for was Rufus Wainwright. You dicks wouldn't know him, but anyways, get a bit of culture.
I sort of pretended like I knew who he was, but I do know the name. I do know the name.
I have, I have tuned for some. The guy from Protest the Hero. You guys know that band?
Oh,
they're kind of a metal
definitely.
Heard of?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to go tune a piano at his place, and as I'm walking up his stoop, and he actually lives kind of in my neighborhood. As I'm walking up the stoop, the door opens, and two of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life were exiting, And then I get to the top of the stairs, and I see this dude wearing like, a maiden shirt and pajama pants. And I'm just like, all right, something's going on with this guy. So there I'm in his living room, and I'm like looking around, I'm like, either he's rich or he's a rock star. And he's not rich because I'm in his apartment. I'm looking around trying to like get more intel, and it's like, you know, Protest the Hero gold album, or, you know, and this, like, all this stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, I know this guy. You know, we've played some gigs with him and stuff. Anyways, it was just a weird moment of just like, you know, I do find myself meeting a lot of really cool people. Yeah. And
just
especially
nobody's though, right?
mostly, but, you know, I also tune for like all of like the bars and like clubs and stuff in Toronto.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow.
So, you know, I do brush elbows with some pretty amazing musicians regularly.
Yes. Wow.
But no, not a lot of maybe world class. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I'm out here in these streets, shaking hands, kissing babies. You know me.
Shaking babies and kissing hands.
So the guy had pajamas. Two beautiful ladies left, and he was wearing pajamas. What do you think they were doing?
I feel like they were having sex
on the piano.
Yeah, I think they're having sexual intercourse with each other. Who knows, man?
You're like, I don't clean goop out of pianos. I tune them. I don't clean chum out of them.
Yeah, no, they were definitely banging the ivories around before I got there, no question. But good for them. Adults can do whatever they want to do behind closed doors. I'm not judging.
Yeah, you can get peed on by a singer anytime you want. That's the to bring it full circle. You can do anything you want in this beautiful country as long as you're consensual. Actually, it's a different country. You guys are from Canada.
No, same rules apply. You got to ask first. But otherwise,
you hear that, people? You got to ask first. Do you hear this? You got to ask first.
Ask first and be nice, and that's the Canadian way. But
should be the American way.
Yeah. But you know, I don't know. I'm vamping. Do you ever do that? I'm like, yeah, you know, just like I was saying, you know, me, you, me. I'm got nothing.
Kidding me? I host this live show every week. I vamp. Have 50% of it is vamping. What do we talk about now? And then I just bring something up that we talked about before. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it as we speak. I got nothing to say. You know? I've
got one really good story about you, or actually, again, maybe not super good, but in my mind is when I think of you, this makes me laugh so hard. There's like like, you know, when you're I guess we're at like a random truck stop, just grabbing a shitty sandwich or something on our way somewhere. Yeah. And we were kind of hanging out eating sandwiches next to our tour van. And there was there must have been like 6 or 7 like Greyhound buses transferring, you know, hundreds of, you know, older couples to like, you know, the casino in the next town or whatever. Like it was their big day off. Mm-hmm. And they were all looking at us like we were the craziest motherfuckers that they'd ever seen. And we probably were. And JP just gets out right next to, as the buses are all going by, JP just gets up and starts twerking, really shaking his ass like towards, as it just zoo. And there wasn't one, like the place was going wild. I've never seen, like, I wish that you'd killed this hard on stage. To all these gray hairs, you were like fucking Frank Sinatra. Oh. It was the most profound performance of the entire tour. Is JP twerking for, like, honestly about 5 minutes straight, unrelenting ass shaking. That thing was just bouncing around like 2 pieces of raw chicken. Blah 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 blah. Make it clap, JP. And we're all just like back behind you, like, get it, girl. Oh
yes.
For me, that was
done it. I couldn't have done it without my hype squad. I needed you guys there to sort of hype me up. I don't think those ladies would have enjoyed it as much if you guys weren't hyping me up. So thank you so much. I don't remember that at all.
No, that was burned into my DNA.
I kind of remember the old ladies, though. I think I remember making old people happy. I think I remember that. That's the way I frame the story in my mind. I think I made some old people happy. And,
you kind of have that energy. I think I also possess it as just like old people think that we're scrumptious. You know? It's just like, wow, he's so articulate. Or yeah, it doesn't really take much for these old bags. You know, I'm just like, hey, put me on the wheel and then fucking die. See if I can. Ah!
Oh, fuck to all the old people. To all the old people that watched the morning after. Hello. Nice to see you guys. Well, that was fun. I wonder if my wife knows about that one. I don't think I ever told
She
her that
does
one.
now.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
yeah.
even though we were wild, we were still like good boys.
Yeah,
You know,
we didn't hurt.
We didn't
anyone.
really get into too much trouble.
No.
One time though on that tour, I was drinking really late. It was like 4 a.m, and a couple of us scrambled off. Me, Eitan McNamara, and a couple of girls were drinking at a park in LA,
Mhm.
and cops came and pulled their guns on us, thinking that we were drug dealers.
Wow.
Damn.
I think I remember how you guys were glowing when you came back because you guys weren't in jail, and then 2 had this
Yes.
amazing story to tell us. I remember now.
That was the closest we ever got to like, wow, that was actually a little bit. Not, but honestly, we were just drinking, and once they realized that we were nice boys, they let us go. We're like, we're actually like musicians from Canada. They're like, oh shit, sorry. Hope I didn't ruin your buzz. Carry on. But it was definitely like, I think probably the only time that someone stuck a gun in my face was an LA cop on that same tour. Otherwise,
That's
clear
so
sailing.
appropriate.
Yeah, well,
the LA cops, they're like,
Yeah.
pew pew. They're crazy with their guns. They
it's
love
shocking.
them.
They
They're like
have
little
such a
cowboys.
positive. Yeah. Yeah, they're out there.
You were
going to
talk about their positive image, weren't you? The image.
Oh
that
yeah,
they-
no, they're a PR delight. Yeah,
absolutely. Very
day
rare
one.
case that you guys experienced. So I'm sorry about
problems
that.
here.
As a Southern California resident, I have to apologize on behalf of those cops.
I feel like getting a gun pointed at you in LA is like a rite of passage. I was like, it's just the California hello.
Look,
Right.
it's not indicative of the rest of our
No, obviously not.
performances. Okay.
I'm just taking the piss out of you guys. You guys are all sweet. But
Okay. All right. Well, shit, Spencer, this has been a goddamn good time. I know you're a busy fella, so we'll let you get the hell out of here. And let's do this again, man. Let's do this again. I just
Anytime,
need to hear more
pal.
I need to hear more of these stories that I don't recall because these are good.
I know,
man. I don't
want
want to die not ever recalling these stories. So thank you
There's
so
a
much
million
for
of
your
them.
memory.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you, man.
honestly, thanks for having me on your show. I love you guys like a family, and I always have, and I always will.
That
Love you
is
too, man.
the sweetest thing, man. Honestly, we're just 2 guys, and you're one of our good friends. So thank you so much.
Yeah, man. We'll do this again. Let's chat soon. Even when the cameras are off, you
Absolutely.
You queens.
Yeah, no. There's a lot of stories that we just can't say in front of the camera. So we're gonna have to. There's not really that many. But,
yeah, I'm an open book. I don't care.
But yeah, we'll just tell more stories on the air soon, and hopefully. And yeah, Spencer, man, it was so fun. Everybody, please check out Faceplant. Please check out Brother LeVon. You can check out both of these bands on Spotify. They've probably got stuff on YouTube. Spencer, is there anything else that you want to promote or say to our viewers before we say goodbye?
I'm doing a piano gig in Toronto. Oh God, I wish I had I'm suck. But I think it's the 26th of November. I'm going to do a solo piano showcase. Believe it or not,
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
going to be playing by myself all my favorite songs on piano at a rock club, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So this Saturday, November 13th, you'll catch me at the Bovine playing with Faceplant death metal, and then the following Friday, you'll see me tickling the ivories like I'm living 2 lives. I love it.
Yeah, soften it up a little bit, okay? For the old people. All
right? For the old bags.
For the old bags. Yeah, I'll set them up and you knock them down, Spence. Okay? All right, brother.
All right, guys. I love you.
I love you too, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, and thank you again for coming on the show.
Peace and love.
Thank
Peace
you.
and love.
Wow, there he goes.
What a nice guy.
What a guy, man. What a guy. What a nice guy. Wow. Whew. I always like to take a second after the guest steps out to just take a breath, and remind everyone that what a guy. What
What a
a
guy.
nice guy. What a guy. Yeah, man, I don't know if you're friends with him on Facebook or if you follow Spencer on Instagram, but Spence plus a piano equals beauty.
Entertainment, man. He's a fun guy. He's a great piano
Absolutely.
player.
Such a good piano player. And anytime we were on, I took him out of the studio so I could say this about. I didn't want to keep sucking his dick in front of everyone, but anytime we found a house that had a piano in it, he would go right to that piano and play for however long. It's like having a I don't know, just maybe just as a metal musician, we're not used to having like really good people, really good musicians that can play
Good
piano.
musicians.
And yeah, no, really, that's honestly it. We're not used to having good musicians around us. So to like hear a guy that can just come off stage after being in a thrash band and then make you cry by playing piano and singing, it's just so rare to us. And Spencer's just such a great, wonderful, soft soul, and I love him so much. And I think about him all the time. I'm so glad that he was able to join us today. So if you're not friends with him on Facebook, go bother him. Be a friend of him on Facebook because he'll upload, like live videos of him playing or pre-recorded videos. They're just fantastic. He's got a great voice and he's such a great player. So that's enough of that. Spencer, you're the man. Thank you for joining us today. I had a great time on the show. I love when the show goes long. It's not going long because we don't have a predetermined time for our shows. But once you get into the 2-hour range, you've you had a nice conversation, and so that was very fun. Joe,
You're passing it to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have a question. I just thought maybe there might be something you'd want to say.
No, that was super fun. And while we were talking about his different projects, I didn't find Faceplant on Spotify. I found a different Faceplant, but I did find his 2 albums of the brother LeVon. And man, honestly, I can't wait to get to that.
Did I lie to? Oh, they were the first thing that came up when I put in face. It's one word, Faceplant.
Yeah, well, also just my internet's a little wonky out here, so
Okay.
that's I might have to hop on the old laptop instead of the tablet.
Please do. It would be worth it. Faceplant has
I would
a
agree.
2-song. They have a 2-song EP up on their Spotify with much more to come, if I am to understand correctly. So that is they're good. They're like don't know what to call them. He calls them death metal, but they're I don't know. I think they're too raw to be death metal. Like it's like death metal with a little punk in there. I guess.
Ooh.
I guess. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. Thank you,
Right?
Coach Lore. What a nice guy. And thank you all of you for viewing today and joining us with your comments. That stuff makes me happy when I look over and see people are commenting and joining the show. We'll put your question right on the broadcast. We don't care unless it's naughty. We try to stay away from naughty, come talk and all that kind of stuff. God, I'm cringing at just the thought of what I was talking about earlier in this episode. But all I can do is try to be a better guy for the next episode, right?
Progress, not perfection, JP.
Oh man, I love that, dude. You're just full of them, bro.
I just give away what was given to me.
Oh, there's another one. Jesus. What a nice guy. What a nice guy.
Just a fat guy
Okay.
that likes rock and roll, man.
Well, that's what I was thinking when he was saying, "Oh, I love you guys. I've watched your show all the time." Well, I'm just a guy and he's just a guy and we just do a show. But we see ourselves differently than the world sees us. I see you as a very loving, profound, intelligent, talented musician, but you're like, I'm just a fat guy that plays music. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Why would you say that about my friend?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong. I do not know what's wrong with me. Something is wrong.
I don't think
But
either of us are, we're not very good at taking compliments, are we?
Oh, no, I hate it. Don't you
Yeah.
dare.
It's awkward, right?
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
secretly love it, but,
You know, Do you once you get off stage, before we say goodbye, do you when you get off stage of a gig, do you generally like going right to like people and talking to them right after the show? You know, like people come up and say, "Oh, fucking sick set, dude! You did this one thing, blah blah blah." Do you enjoy that like immediately after coming off stage?
Honestly, I mean, it's not that I don't. I do. I always enjoy when people enjoy what we just did, especially in a live setting, because
Yes.
that's what really made me fall in love with music is the live aspect. Watching somebody fall off stage and then hop back on, and that magical moments that you can't script.
Hmm.
But to be completely honest, when I get done, I am trying to get outside to take that quick little moment of just collecting my
Yeah.
thoughts, just taking a couple deep breaths. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you could relate. You can't get off stage and get your gear off stage for the next band without having someone hop on there or stop you to say, "Hey, dude, that was great." And
Yes.
of course, you want to go like, "Dude, yeah, thank you." You're like, "Cool, man. Like this, I need a second, like,
You see,
But
we're often very busy. We're getting our gear off the stage and stuff like that. Yeah.
you have normally like somebody coming up like, "All right, let's switch it out," and then or like your mind's just elsewhere. And normally, I am trying to get outside to get a couple minutes of quiet to
Yeah.
recenter myself. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not that I'm able to, but I don't necessarily hate it. Like it's cool.
I see. I see. I asked because I had an experience last night. I went to I've been going to school lately. One of my classmates uh, and a scene partner of mine. I've been doing some acting classes. So one of my scene partners was in a musical at the theater, the school theater last night, and it was a great show. I went. Me and Laura went. It was really fun. But they had two showings that night, so we went to the first showing, and afterwards, I'm out in the lobby, and and I was like, oh, there's my classmate. We'll go say hi, and then I realized that she's in quite a bit of a hurry. You know what I mean? Because she's got another gig after this one. And I'm like, oh, hey, wait, you have to meet my girlfriend. And I'm doing all this stuff. And like as I'm doing it, I'm realize I'm doing all the stuff that I hate, like, because when I get off stage, like I need to get my gear off the stage. I need to do what you're saying. I need to like think for a little while, like maybe reflect or like take a deep breath, get some water. And I love when people come up and tell me how much they enjoyed the show because that's obviously why we're doing it. But I realized that like she was really busy, like, oh, I think their cast is taking a picture in here and blah blah blah, and we're going like, oh, it was such a great show, you did such a great job. And like halfway through I realized like, oh, I'm starting to cringe because I'm doing the thing that I hate. We're like, go get out of here, go see, good, great job, go to your cast, great job. But after a metal show, I'm so sweaty, and I got to get my shit off the stage, and I'm just, what's wrong with me? Why? Well, what's the rush?
You know,
I don't even know the point I'm trying to make anymore.
that's the beautiful thing about sharing, if you want to call it art, sharing our art. It makes people feel a certain way to where they want to be a part of it. That's
Yeah.
why you'll meet people who maybe aren't musicians, but just enjoy hanging out with the band. Biggest example is our friend Travis that we used to hang out with in Oakland, California. Travis, he did not even like our music. He was way older than us, but he loved hanging out with us. I mean, he liked our music, but he probably didn't like the style of music. He didn't listen to metal on his downtime. But man,
Oh,
he definitely had a good time hanging out with us. And that's the great thing about movies and music and reading stuff. It takes you out uh, of your life and you get to experience something. And yeah, man, you normally if you really enjoy something, you just want to touch it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I was thinking, like, I don't want to leave here without saying hi to her and saying she did a great job. But at the same time, I don't want to bother her. I don't want to be that guy bothering. But I don't know. I can't frame it up any better than you just did. That was really nice. I like the way you said it. So I should have just shut up. Fucking
Nah,
shut up, JP.
I like the way that you said it too, man.
Oh, thank you, thank you. What do you say we get out of here, man? Let's end this show.
You know what? I'm whatever you want to do. I'm along for the ride. I just want to touch
You
it.
you really don't you don't care what we do here, do you?
I love what we do here.
Okay, well, let's go for another 2 hours then.
I'm down.
Really?
Yeah, I woke up, I stretched, I had my breakfast and lunch. I'm completely good.
Called my bluff, you son of a bitch. I'm not going to do another 2 hours. Are you crazy?
Oh man.
I'm hungry. And so is our viewer base. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a great show. Joe, do you have anything to add before we say goodbye to our folks here?
You know what? I don't. I just want to thank Spence, to coming on and all the way from Canada and hanging out with us. And man, that was lovely, I have to say.
Well said. Lovely indeed. That's lovely. Yeah, that's exactly it. Lovely.
Lovely.
I was trying to get you to do it. This guy loves Suicidal. This guy fucking loves
Ooh.
Suicidal.
I do. It's
Fucking
one of my
love it.
favorite bands.
They're so good. All right, my cat's yelling at me, so that means it's time to go. Folks, you've been watching The Morning After with JP and Big Joe. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for, as Joe said, thank you to Spencer. Very big deal that he was on the show. It's a long drive from Toronto, so thank you for coming down and being on the show. Just love the guy. Follow him on all of his socials. I don't think he even has an Instagram or whatever, but you can follow Faceplant, follow Brother LeVon. You can follow Big Joe at Big Joe 616. You can follow me, JP_SRB. Please follow The Morning After TV. And that's going to be it. Please hit that follow, subscribe, all that shit that YouTubers want you to do. Here's my black cat. When you go girl. You want to say something? Nope. Okay. Well, that's going to be it then, guys. For Big Joe, I'm JP. Thank you so much for joining us. We're live every Monday at 11 a.m., so check us out. Oh, and we got Edgar Sanchez from Frolic next week. That's going to be fun. We got another guest next week. So good times, folks. Had a great time on the show today. Thank you again to everybody that viewed it. And we will see you next week, Monday, live at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, guys.